hand function? I mean, the function.
Yeah, I want to. Yep. Okay. So welcome to Winter Camp, November 16, 2024. We're going to go through the buttons for mute and unmute. It is on your phone, *6 to mute and *6 to unmute. And it is also, there's an option to raise your hand, which helps keep some of the talking over top of each other down. *9 to raise your hand. And once I've called on you, I'll go ahead and put your hand down.
Put your hand down.
You can see that David Sterneman is raising his hand because he has a video laptop. But I don't think the people on the phone can see you raising your hand, David.
No.
Nope. Hi, David.
I was trying.
Hi, David.
Mr. Tyrone, David.
Okay, I'm going to make Kathy the host.
Then can you tell us how to mute and unmute on the laptop?
There is a button down in the lower left of your Zoom screen that says mute.
Oh, so I got to go try to figure out how to find that mute. Okay, I thought it was something that I could remember in my head. Okay.
Oh, it's also sometimes the space bar works.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we've got a couple phone numbers here. 517 391903. I think I missed a digit.
Roger Yoder.
All right.
Right, Roger. Welcome.
Roger and Roger.
Roger that.
All right. And then we got 248-905-3767.
That's me, Linda.
Excellent.
Hi, Linda.
You go, Linda.
Ooh, I'm not sure. Did you get the right one?
What?
Linda, where are you at?
Uh-oh.
Say something, Linda.
No, it's right there. It's
Hi, Dad. This is Linda.
Cynthia Cooper has left the meeting.
But if I just put Linda Brown on the wrong one, we got to figure out who the right one is. Oh, Marcia wants in.
Marcia. So cute.
Marsha has joined the meeting.
The 3767. Yeah, there you go. Linda Brown.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's the meeting, you guys.
Marcia Katona.
Yeah. Hi, Marcia.
Here's a story. Huh?
Don't forget to tell Roger that Leslie wants an application.
Oh, yeah. Roger.
Yes.
You know, Leslie Hewling, you know where my address is? He would like a winter camp application.
Leslie Hewling.
Yes, and he's got the same address Angela Harris has.
Okay.
So can you send both of ours?
Yes.
Separate envelopes, though, you know, because we got to.
Okay, let's go ahead and we'll go through the attendees that we have, and we'll try to find the person that is not the real.
Oh, I already fixed it. Angela Harris was the one I accidentally renamed.
Oh, okay.
You renamed me? Oh my gosh, I got to tell my mother.
Yeah, I had to go offline, y'all, because I had to open
back.
my front door.
Okay, that's
okay. We know.
What was that?
Cynthia
I had to go
needs to be
offline
renamed.
because I had to open my front door.
Cynthia.
Uh-huh.
My Alexa's going off telling me about winter camp chat, but I'm already on here.
Okay. All right. So let's we'll go from top to bottom as well as I can tell. So welcome to winter camp. My name is Roger Bossi, and Kathy Koenig is my co-host and host at this point. She'll be letting people into the call and renaming them as we gather people. So we also have Jim Phelan, who is a lion out of Vandercook Lake in Jackson. We have Henrietta Miller. We have Carl Noble, and we have Muriel Walters, who is in the Battle Creek Area Lions Club. We have Pastor Art Turner, who is our chaplain for winter camp. We have David Sterneman, who is also one of the chaplains and also a lion in the Clear Lake Lions Club. Let's see.
Anybody
We have
today?
Marcia Katona out of Marcia. I've forgotten where you're from.
I'm from the Oxford, Lake Orion area.
Lake Orion. Okay, up near David. we-
Not, I'm quite a ways from Davison.
Or no, David Sturdman is from. Where are you from, David?
Lake Orion.
Lake Orion.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Angela Harris. We have Cynthia
Yep.
Cooper. We have William Miller from Rochester. We have Pearl Anderson Bailey from, I think you must be from the Flint area or Pawnee,
Oh, from Warren, Michigan.
Warren, Michigan.
Warren.
Oh, okay.
And let's see, everybody's jumping around here, so it's hard for me to keep track of. We have Tyrone
It
Hamilton.
is on speaker, but that's as loud as it can go.
We have Tyrone Hamilton. We have Linda Brown. We have Roger Yoder, who is also out of Jackson and a Lion. Let's see, who is 586-745-7090?
Sue Perry from Macomb Township.
Sue Perry, okay.
Hey, Sue. Hi, Sue.
Okay, let's see. Who did I miss?
Howard Holloway.
Howard Holloway. And he is
Hey,
from
Howard.
Belleville. He is Tyrone's neighbor.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Who else did I
run the
miss?
police
on him yet.
Who else have I missed? Anybody? Everybody all accounted for?
I think so.
Large group.
We have a nice
What's on
group.
our agenda today?
Well, we're going to start out, and David Sterneman had offered to give us a prayer to start off, and then we can go from there. David,
Somebody
go
else?
ahead.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Why can't we
Yes.
let somebody else pray?
No, she said he can ready to pray.
I said, why can't we let somebody else pray sometime?
So you pray.
If somebody wants to volunteer the next time, we will let you do that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for Roger and Kathy for hosting the Winter Camp Chat meeting today and for everything that they've done and continue to do for the Winter Camp and the group over the years and the camp coming up.
Andrea Ordway has
joined
joined the meeting.
I pray that we would have a good chat today and good fellowship. And thank you for technology that allows us to do it. In your name, amen.
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 Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Said Andrea had joined.
Okay, and Andrea Ordway just joined from Ovid. And Andrea, I need to tell you that I've met a guy from Ovid who is blind. His name is Jimmy Harps. Have you met him ever? Oh,
Andrea, you're still muted. You might want to do *6.
Yeah, I think I have heard of the name. I've never really met him, but I know he takes medical transportation quite a bit. How'd you meet him?
So yeah, I've talked to him about coming to winter camp. So he's kind of sick right now. He's got the flu. I just talked to him, so I'm going to give him a call back in a week or so and see how he's feeling. But
Yeah.
we're trying to recruit him to come to winter camp. So as far as an agenda goes today, I one of the things I wanted to do, and we started a little bit with this, was to find out who has gotten an application and who has not.
Okay.
I
Audio
got an
now.
application already.
I
And
got
took a
mine
message
yesterday.
on Facebook
The
last
other
week. and
day.
It said messenger unavailable.
So
I don't know if it unfriended me or not, but
right, no, I didn't.
I don't think I got mine yet.
I
Okay,
got
who is
my
that?
application.
I'm sorry. Let's go one at a time.
Sorry.
So Angela needs one, and her friend
Yeah.
Leslie needs one.
Yes.
Somebody else said they hadn't gotten one just now.
That was me. That was Angela.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Mhm.
We're good.
Okay.
So anyway, just to let you know, if any of you if we have communicated on Messenger before. I had an unfortunate thing happen after I attended an event over in Kalamazoo, and I think we had talked about this back in September, but it was a 5K run walk for White Cane, and it was sponsored by Western Michigan University and MWEB, which is Midwest Enterprises for the Blind. After that event, I posted on the winter camp page that I had gone to this thing, and I put a couple of pictures up, and about a day later, they canceled our winter camp page.
What?
And I had cross-posted that to 2 other pages, which also got canceled. And in the process of all that, whether this was a scam or not, I got a message that somebody had signed into my my Facebook account from Washington State. And after looking at the email quite extensively to try to make sure that it wasn't a scam or from some weirdo, I said, no, this wasn't me. And like immediately I got a message canceling my whole Facebook account. So I basically had to start over with a new Facebook profile. And so if you get a friend request from me, it is not a hack. It's really me. And I also probably have a new Messenger account because I can't get into my old Messenger messages because I had a 2-factor authorization and a PIN that I'd set up. And since I don't have an account, my PIN doesn't work. So,
wow.
Well, Margie,
anyway.
this is Rosemary. I'm joining you guys a little late. Sorry about that.
Oh, Rose, you're late.
So anyway, Andrea, to answer your question, I did not unfriend you. I unfriended about 1,000 people probably. So I'm starting over with my friend requests. So if you get one from me, please go ahead and accept it. Okay.
Along with that, Roger.
Yeah.
So initially we had a Lions Winter Camp group on Facebook, but we were finding that people couldn't post or share or something. So we had set up the page, and with the page, you don't have to join, you can just follow. So we have not lost the group. We've only lost the page.
Right.
So, and they keep changing features. So maybe we can get it so that the group allows other people to post and we don't need the page.
Well, I don't like Facebook anyway. It's hard to deal with the screen reader anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Henrietta Caffey. We missed you last month.
Yeah, we did.
Roger said he felt like a one-armed something.
Yeah.
Wow. A one-armed cowboy in a calf roping contest.
Riding on a horse with one arm.
Well, we definitely missed you last month.
Aw, thanks. We do have one new person who joined the Zoom. His face looks familiar to me, but I can't think of his name.
I think it's Jason Kroll.
All right.
Oh, I know Jason. Yeah, we know Jason. Jason is a little short guy, right?
Jason.
Thanks.
You got a joke for us?
Oh, I'm on the group chat for camp.
Oh, okay.
Now unmuted.
Oh, he's talking over his shoulder.
Yeah. All righty. So let's see. Okay,
Roger, this
I was
is
asking
Marcia. Did you send me did you send Marcia Catona an application or no?
I'll have to check.
Okay.
I will.
Thank you.
I was thinking I had, but I'm like I say, I've gotten as I've entered this decade of my life. I had a birthday recently and I turned 71. It seems like it seems like I'm a lot less organized than I used to be. So,
71? 61.
You're a young guy. Come on.
You're only 61, right?
Who?
71.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm 71.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
For those of you who can't see, he doesn't look a day over 7.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Kathy.
Did you say a day over 7?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm
He's 17 backwards.
17. No, not too much
Yeah.
anymore.
Just nothing but a number.
But anyway, so we were kind of going through who's gotten an application and who hasn't.
I'm on my.
I haven't.
I did. I got one.
Okay,
Angela.
and Linda Brown, did you get yours?
I did. Yes.
Linda Brown, did you get yours? Your application?
Thought she just said yes.
Okay.
Roger, this is Rosemary. I got mine.
Okay. Carl Noble?
Roger, this is Cynthia. I got mine.
Okay. Carl Noble? Did you get one?
Carl, do you remember receiving the winter camp application?
He's not on there.
I don't know if he's still there.
He must have stepped away. Let's see. Jason Kroll, did you get yours up there in Hershey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And William, I think you got yours, right?
I
sent
got
yours
mine.
email.
Yep.
Great.
Okay. Audio now unmute.
Well, I sent these out. Free matter for the blind or disabled, and it seems like it worked pretty well. I've been told in the past that it's a really slow way to mail things, but we did a little bit of research to make sure we were in compliance with the font size and with the labeling of the envelopes, and so it seems like it's worked well. So. But like I say, I'm just trying to follow up to make sure everybody got theirs. And if we have people who haven't gotten one that want to come, we will send you one.
Henrietta, did she say she got mine?
We haven't been over there yet.
Because I could look through the mail that's here, but I don't know if I'll be able to see it.
It's got a big sticker that says Winter Camp for the Blind on it.
Okay, let me see.
Okay. And then definitely need you to send Leslie one.
Leslie one. Yeah, it need to be 2 sent to the same address, Roger.
I got it.
Yeah, and it's also a bulky envelope, and you can feel that it has, it has the tags
no, I don't
inside
have
of
it.
it.
Nope.
I know
don't have
Shirley said that she received hers, by the way, Roger.
Okay, good.
Today.
Great.
I don't know if she was supposed to come on today, but she might not be able to, so.
All right.
Yeah, Angela Harris and Leslie Hewling at the same address.
Yep, got it.
You told him he got it.
Okay.
Okay. Sue Perry, I don't think I've sent you one yet.
No.
Do you want to come?
I would like to.
Well, we'll talk, okay?
Okay.
I'll give you a call separately.
Yes.
Okay, so that was one of the things. And a couple of updates. So we have some new Braille cards. We knew that the Braille cards were getting a little bit worn out. So we have a couple of different kinds. We have some large print cards with Braille overlays. And then we have some plastic ones that have little edges to hold the markers. So we probably got about 50 new Braille cards. So
what kind of cards are you talking about?
For bingo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Bingo. And then I think everybody will be really happy about this. The camp, we were just at the camp last weekend to do a kind of a cleanup. We did some painting and we did some leaf raking, and we were shown some new chairs that they bought that are padded.
All right.
Ooh, for indoors?
For indoors.
For the dining room?
Not for the dining room, but for the like the big room.
Bingo hall, okay.
Where we have the talent show and the entertainment.
Yeah, the big room. Okay.
And so and to top it off, Barry and I had discussed the fact that several people had expressed concern about the hardness of the seats that they had. So we bought some cushions. So we bought some stadium cushions about, I don't know, 25 or so stadium cushions. So we have lots of padding for those who would like to have a little bit more comfort when they're sitting. So that's an improvement that we didn't have to spend. The camp did that themselves. So that'll be a nice thing. Couple of updates on activities. We are going to have a and depends on who comes, who's going to be interested to do this, but they have a thing in the back down the hill from the lodge called what the heck is it? A Gaga pit, GAGA. And what that is it's like a 15-foot round kind of a circular arena. It's about 3 feet high. There's a little gate you go in, and you kind of play dodgeball in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're getting some a couple of balls that make noise, like a soccer ball that makes noise. So people can
like a beeper ball.
Pardon?
Like a beeper ball.
Like a beeper ball, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be another activity that we'll have, and maybe the cadets will want to do that more so than the campers, but we'll put blindfolds on them and
that's right.
let them participate.
That's correct.
Let them participate in that.
So they have the pit.
They have the pit. Yeah, they had it last year. We just never used it. And so I thought, we ought to make use of that. They're excited about it. Camp is
if the weather stays this good, that'll be nice.
Right.
Who knows what?
But remember, we're talking about February in Michigan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll shovel the snow out. We'll shovel the snow. It's not
Somebody
far.
just joined.
It's not very far.
Where'd it go? Right there. Who just joined? You'll have to unmute your phone. *6. And Andrea has a question once we figure out who this person is. Your name says Observer. Do you want to tell us your real name?
Yeah.
Oh, still muted. Okay. Should we do
see it.
Andrea real quick before we change topics too far?
It's shy.
Ready whenever you are.
Ready.
Go
So
ahead,
where'd you
Andrew.
get the bingo cards? Where'd you get those at? I missed that.
I think they got them off of Amazon, possibly.
Oh, cool.
So-
Yeah, I've got a whole set. Mine are pretty old, but they have the raised edges and the large print numbers in Braille.
Uh-huh.
And that Jimmy, how'd you meet him?
He let's see, Jimmy, he was at so another an event that I attended recently as a vendor was the National Federation of the Blind state convention over in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
And so I had a table with information about winter camp, and Jimmy Jimmy was one of the participants, and he stopped by my table, and I had a lady over here in Battle Creek make up some Braille, what I'll call information sheets about winter camp. So
Yeah.
So I handed several of those out to people, and I have a list of people who I'm following up with to see if they want to come. Jimmy's not sure, but anyway, I told him about you and told him you were part of the Ovid Lions Club. And so, maybe you guys can get together.
I heard of the name like from medical transportation, like a couple of my drivers that are my friends. They've
Yeah.
transported him, but I've never met him. And I know he lives somewhere on Oak Street, I think in Ovid. But
Okay.
I know he went to Commission for the Blind, but how did he get to Kalamazoo to the NFB thing?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea how anybody got there. I'm sure they had a ride. I'm sure they got a ride, so I don't know, but I don't know who brought them. That's a good question though.
Wait,
Observers.
I have a question. This name has come up a couple times.
Observer has joined the meeting.
Where is Ovid? I know a lot of places in Michigan, but where is Ovid?
Clinton County.
What is
by St. John's, by Lansing and Owasso.
Okay.
That's a city?
Yeah, it's a town.
It's a
I've
town,
never heard of it.
probably a village.
Right.
It was a village. Now they named it as a city. And my dad was on the council for 22 years, and he just had his last meeting the other day.
Wow.
Retiring.
Yep.
Well, that's a big job. Good for him for doing
Yeah.
that. Could be a lot
That
of
is a big
headaches.
job.
Carl's got his hand up. But you're muted, Carl, so *6.
We also have a
Today.
new arrival, 313-410-5508. Could we get your real
Marion
name?
Ward.
Hi.
Marion Ward.
Welcome.
Hi, how you doing? Hey, Marion. How's everybody? All right.
We still don't know who the observer was, do we?
No, they left
Nope.
and came back in. They're still
It's-
on right now. They're
It's
unmuted.
probably me, Roger.
Who's that?
Yes, that.
Michael
Who
Gino.
are you?
Mike Gino.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Gino.
Oh, my.
How are you, Mike?
I'm good, thank you.
This is Angela.
Yes, I probably show up as observer, Kathy. I think is it
Yeah. Now that we
294?
know your name, because you were muted
Right.
the last time we asked. Now you're
Yeah. I couldn't hear
So-
anybody, so I had to sign out and come back in.
okay. All right.
Okay.
I haven't heard that name in a minute.
Well, welcome, Mike. Did you get my message this morning?
I sure did, just not too long ago, and
Okay.
I won't be able to stay for the whole time, but the answer to your questions are yes,
Yes, yes, and yes, or yes.
yes, yes, and yes.
What is your friend's name?
Joshua.
Josh, right?
Joshua, yeah, he's my godson, and I'm not sure if his college classes will leave him free enough to come, but if he can, I'd like to bring him along.
Okay.
What did you
Should
say,
I-
Josh?
I don't
Was it
know that I
Josh?
sent. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I sent him an application or not. I know he's on my list.
Well, I'll just add his info to mine. It's the same as last year anyway, so I don't know if you keep the previous year's applications, but
We
nothing's
do.
changed.
Yeah, we do. But we appreciate any updates as far as like health concerns and that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to have a separate health form for him.
Okay,
So I could send that, and have him fill that out. That part.
sure.
So,
Yeah, or we could copy the one we have here
Yeah.
and do.
Yeah. If
and
you haven't filled it out, go ahead and make a copy of it.
I think we can do that for you. Give you less to do.
Yeah.
This is Rosemary. I want to
Copy
say Josh
attached
is
email
really a nice
attachment.
kid. Josh is really fun. I was glad he came last time.
Yep.
Yeah, me
Good.
too.
Yeah. Josh
Hey,
is a good.
Roger.
Yes.
This is Henrietta. If you already have an application with your doctor's forms already, do you have to redo it?
I would just have a.
I would just
updated.
make sure it's up to date.
'Cause I know I had
Are you
changed it
speaking
since
for
last
yourself,
year,
or
so-
are you speaking for yourself or for Angela?
I was speaking for Angela Harris.
Okay. That's a good idea. Now, the one thing,
Yeah, because I got a new doctor. That's why I gotta figure it out.
yeah, that's important. We need to have current information, because if something happens, we need to know who to call and the right person to call. So
That's the same for me too. I had a new doctor since last year too.
I haven't even met my doctor.
Right.
I have a new doctor and I haven't even met them yet. So,
I went 3 years going to a doctor's office and I saw the PA every time. I didn't meet the doctor until it was her last day.
What?
She
Oh.
stopped in and said, "Hey, I'm Dr. So-and-so." I said, "Hey, your name's been on my account, but I've only seen the PA."
That's right. I
Wow.
only see the nurse practitioner. I don't see the actual doctor either. So
Well, that's what I was going through, but now I have a real doctor, a doctor.
Yeah. Mr.
Mhm.
Sterneman, did you have your hand up or were you just scratching your head?
I was just scratching my head.
Okay.
So anyway, one of the things that a couple of people, I met a lot of great people at the NFB conference, in the vendor room. And and I was right across from the Michigan Ski for Light,
Oh, I've heard of that.
and I don't know if any of you guys have done that. It's
No?
anyway, it seemed like a really nice, it's a great group of people. And what they do is it's cross-country skiing. It's not downhill skiing, but they do cross-country skiing. It's a weekend in mid-January. And it's up in Roscommon, Michigan.
Mhm.
And for the Lions in the Room, it's at the place where they do Higgins Lake training. That's where that's
Oh.
where they stay.
Do you have the contact for that?
Robert B. Miller or whoever Mueller, you know.
Tyrone Hamilton has left the meeting.
What's the contact for that, Roger?
The
Or should we just
contact-
go to the website?
It's MR. Let's see. I just sent it out to some folks. Hang on just a second while I get my email up here.
Yeah, my friend Kathy Turner used to go there.
Nice.
I have done it once. It's a very nice weekend, but I'm just too old to do that. If I fall, I mean, I'm 71 and it's hard to get up.
Yeah.
Our Vikings here in Muskegon used to do it every year at the end of January, but with no snow, we don't do it anymore.
Right.
Right.
And I even have my own cross country skis because we used to do it so often. And years ago, when my sister, years ago when my sister was alive, we used to cross country ski around the complex here, and she would guide me. But when she passed away, we couldn't do that anymore. But that's
right.
I've done that for a long time. In fact, when Winter Camp did it not too long ago, a few years back, when Shirley and I both did it. It was fun.
You ain't old, bro.
Art. I'm old.
It's not.
I used to do
Art
ski
and
for
John
light.
C.
That's all right.
I used to do ski
next
for
month.
light.
Next month I'll be 73. So.
Well, this month I turned 54.
Roger boss to everyone.
Good for you.
November 12th.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there a phone
So
number,
the
Roger,
website,
that
you also have a
have?
person, Roger?
A phone number, a person?
I'm sorry. Mike, go ahead. What
Is
was
there
that?
a phone number and a person regarding that?
The Michigan Ski for Light. I did put I put the website in the chat just now. I
can pull a contact info off of there.
MSFL, it's msfl.org. And
Okay.
they do have contacts. I don't have one right handy.
The reason
That's
I
okay.
ask is because I went to
pull up
Ski
the
for Light 50 years ago, or I skied in South Dakota and Vermont in the national one. And I recorded some of those Ski for Light events from that far back, and I wonder if any of them would be interested in those recordings. And in 1978, I was selected to represent Ski for Light United States to go to Norway.
Oh, wow.
In the what they call the Ritteren. So it's a fine program.
Wow.
78. I was 8 years old.
So that's been going on for quite a while then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it. But you know, it might be interesting to go check it out.
I've never done it before, but we have a cabin 20 minutes away from Higgins Lake.
You're skiing with a guide. A guide is with you, and the skis are in free tracks. So you really don't have any problem knowing where you are.
Right, Marcia. I know that they have pairings. They have a sighted human guide with each skier.
Yes.
So you don't really have to worry about falling down unless you know.
It's your guide, Paul.
Unless you try, maybe. I'm not a good cross country skier myself. I've tried it. I tried going downhill one time on cross country skis. Not recommended.
I did that once when I was 8 years old, and I used my butt to slow me down. I ended up with a little bunny tail.
Because I had a lot of experience doing downhill skiing when I lived in Salt Lake. cross country was a breeze. So.
Did you say you
no,
used your butt to stop you?
I was 8
Yeah,
years
that's
old.
what she
I was
said.
close to the ground. I did. I
Marion
just.
Ward has left the
Well,
meeting.
they tell you to do that sometimes too. They tell you,
Wow.
sit down. Yep.
Well, that was my very first time on a hill. We had done cross country skiing as a family, and we were supposed to go cross country skiing. My family said, "Yeah, we'll meet at the bottom." Well, I was running behind, I don't know where, and they took off, and I didn't see which way they went. Well, I was supposed to take the slow trail around the side to get down to the bottom, but I saw them standing down there by the ski lift, so I went straight.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, Mike, in response to your contact info, do
Yes.
you do email?
Yes.
Okay, because they have here on their website a form to contact them, and it says, prefer a phone call instead of email? Email us, and we'll arrange a phone call.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Well, they
But
probably
all-
want to talk to you personally. That's why.
Well, they probably just don't want to post their phone number online, but there is a phone number here for registration questions if you were a non-email person.
Okay. What's that phone number?
810 919
919
9975.
9975. Okay.
Probably
that
somebody who's connected with the Vikings.
Baloo something.
Thank you.
HAYLEY BALOGH.
And if you're thinking about the skiing falling, you have a pole in each hand that you can help not only balance yourself, but that's part of what propels you forward too. So
Yep.
it's not like surfing.
No, not really.
Better than surfing, right?
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Well, surfing, you don't have anything to hold on to. You're just balancing on a board.
Surfing, you're just standing and balancing on a board like you would a skateboard, but you're on two skis. And the thing I liked, I did both downhill and cross country, and the downhill skiing was very rapid. You had to follow a guide and took a lot of response, and the boots
Actually,
were
for us, the guide went behind us.
okay either way, but the boots were so high and stiff that you could break your ankle if you fell. Cross country, you go at your own pace. You go as fast as you want, and you have a pole in each hand and two skis, and the shoes are much lower. They feel more like tennis shoes.
Okay.
And they
I
connect
tried
them
it
up
once
front
and
of
I
each
thought
other
I'd
to
never
the
do it again.
ski. Yep.
My friend went to Ski for Life some years ago, and her family went with her, but by her being totally blind, they were a little scared to let her, venture out. So they just stayed by her side, basically, as she said.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I can send this information to our email list. If anybody's interested.
When you send out the notes, just put all that information in the notes, Roger. That makes it easier.
Yep. So we have another new person on the line today. Autumn Michaels has joined us.
Hey, Autumn. Hi, Autumn.
Hello.
Autumn is a friend of Renee Nicholson's.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And I'm somewhat familiar with Autumn because she was one of our recipients of the White Cane Scholarship a few years ago.
All right. I'm in the process, actually, of joining our Lions Club here in Lanesburg.
Yay!
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I've met an autumn and a winter this year. A summer too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the person's nicer than the season. I'll say that much.
Oh
But
yeah. There you go.
See,
But I like autumn. There's nothing wrong with autumn. Not too cold, not too hot.
See, I agreed. But no, I am in the process because there are some many things that I want to get figured out here in my town. I've been here for 21 years. And I'm still living my.
You sound like all your life. You're only about 21, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
It's okay.
I hope you come to winter camp. And
I'm thinking about it. It sounds really fun. If not,
it's a lot of fun, and
You'd enjoy it.
You can make even more friends than you're making here.
Yeah, no, Renee's told me a lot about it, and it sounds really, really fun.
Oh, Renee. Okay.
So
Yeah, Renee
where do you live,
Nicholson.
Autumn? What town do you live in?
Langsburg.
Langsburg. Okay.
Yeah, nobody
Where
knows where
where
that's
the heck
at.
is that?
Exactly.
Another place, well, because I'm not a native of Michigan, I had never heard of it, but that's okay.
It's the outskirts of Lansing,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
which
okay.
makes
Like a suburb of
transportation.
Lansing. Okay.
Yeah, it makes
Mhm.
transportation really hard too because nobody likes to travel outside the county lines.
Mhm.
Bus wise, and I mean it's called the tiny town of nowhere because it literally is like there's not a lot here in my county.
Is it by
That's right.
St.
Some
John?
of
I
us,
hope
some
you
of
don't
us
have a
big,
fire out there.
some of us
Uh,
little bigger ones are the same. So
St. John's
I-
is I'd say about 45 to anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour away from us.
Oh, okay.
So
Going towards
St.
Owasso, I
John's is
think.
further east, I think.
Owasso, there you go. Yep,
Yeah.
Owasso's part of our
Okay.
county.
Maybe she's near Ovid.
Ovid,
possibly.
Ovid's somewhat closer, yeah.
Or Corona? Is it by
Corona,
Corona?
yep, there you go. That's
Yeah.
right around that area. Yep.
Because we used to wrestle Ovid Elsie and Corona in some of those schools back in Lansing days.
You're a wrestler?
Back in high school, I was.
Oh, this went now.
But you had sight then, right, Mike?
No, was on the wrestling team. The School for the Blind actually had a wrestling team that beat some Class B schools back then.
The one in Lansing?
Be all now.
Yep. In Lansing. And Roger, there used to be cross country skis up by winter camp that people could use. Well, if there's enough snow, are those still available?
Well, that's so the cross country skis at the camp. Basically, the equipment was so old it wasn't usable anymore. And so what we do now is we can get snowshoes from a place down the road called Pierce Cedar Creek Institute. And so so we will have snowshoes available for people to venture out into the snow if there is snow.
Yeah, that's a big if.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But anyway, so that's kind of the replacement that we have for the cross-country skiing. But yeah, cross-country skiing used to be a big deal at winter camp. But
I used to bring my own and went to camp years ago for that.
But they, like I say, the equipment was so old and just not really usable anymore. And they didn't, at the time, they didn't want to make
Not
the
safe.
investment. And with the amount of snow we have these days, I doubt that they'll put that kind of
Doesn't
money into
even,
something like that.
it's
You know,
not worth it.
You haven't had enough snow, that's for sure.
Yep.
Wow.
So-
No problem with that. Huh?
So talking snow, we may have snow. It's supposed to be kind of cold the week before winter camp. So we hope we don't have a polar vortex. So we're going to encourage everybody to bring an extra blanket if they can, and have some warm clothes to wear at night. So our as many of you know, our heating system can be a little dodgy. So
Yep.
Come prepared.
Roger.
Yes.
One year they got the heat working in the girls' dorm because it was real cold in there.
Yep.
But guess what? It got too hot. Like, no, I feel like I'm in a sauna.
That's when you just go outside, get cold, and go back in. You know?
Exactly.
Like,
There you go,
no,
Autumn.
not after taking a shower, you be sick.
Oh, yeah, that might be an issue.
Yeah.
Go out for a minute, just enough to cool down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
true.
let's see
Or
what
take a
else is
cold
going on at
shower.
winter camp. So the snowmobile guys are going to be bringing their four-wheelers out again, and
Okay.
we know that they're coming. And our horse guy is coming with his horses to pull the wagon around.
Has left the meeting.
And I think Donna Passant is coming, and she wants to do some birding by ear. If any of you were part of our virtual winter camp a few years ago, Donna had a program on birding by ear. Kathy's smiling.
Because everybody talked over top of the sounds and nobody could hear the bird
Big
sound.
I mean, it was literally chaos.
She should have just told them to shut up.
How well does that work
Shut
in
up!
the
I'm
bird
listening
listening?
for the birds. You know.
Hey, Angela, how
Yes.
well does that work in the bird listening cabin?
Not too well. Not too well. You're right. You're right.
Hey, I apologize, guys. I'm showing low battery, so my phone may drop out of here soon.
Hey, Mike, I have a
Oh,
question.
who is that?
I have another question for you,
Oh,
Mike.
Mike.
Okay.
Were you going to bring your old time radio stuff this year?
Yes. Yes, I'm going to bring actually a larger collection so that I can take requests for shows. So
Okay. And also, you had started looking at, or you were showing some recordings from earlier winter camps back in the 90s. And I think we had some problems with projection or something was going on. And I just wondered, and you talked about doing some work with those recordings. So I didn't know if that was happening or not, or if you needed some help with that, or.
Oh, I'm wondering if this venue might be even better for that with screen sharing. In other words, if I can, share audio and screen, they might be shown even in these chats.
Yeah, that would work. Nice. Are they're on digital files, or
I'm working on the digitizing of them. Right now they're on CD. I've transferred them, believe it or not, from VHS tapes to CD.
Well, you're wow.
DVD. So now I've got to get them into a form that they can play on the chat.
Yeah.
Come on, that was 100 years ago. He might not be able to do that. That was like 100 years ago.
Well, a lot of PCs these days don't even have a CD player.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Mine doesn't.
Right.
So hey, Mike, I can bring this art here. I can bring a projector and we can show them on a larger screen. And I can also have a CD player that hooks up to my computer.
Okay, so you can magnify a DVD onto a larger screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a projector that I can show it on the wall or a screen or something, a larger screen.
I can bring some of my DVDs, and also I have even more audio, which is you only listen to it, but there's still a lot of good. You remember Tracy Root? She used to imitate.
That was my girl.
I have a great recording of her imitating Brenda Lee. Stuff like that.
I remember that.
Maybe I'll bring what I can, and then Art, we can work together to see what we can do.
Okay, good.
Mike, can I ask Mike a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mike Gino, this is Angela.
Yes.
Do you remember when you made that DVD for me with Bill Harris playing at the camp?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have that on? I mean, I can't really do a DVD because I don't have a DVD player.
Yes, we do.
I do? Where?
You have one.
Well, would you be happy to hear it?
Yeah, I can do that, but I don't have my CD player. I have a DVD.
The thing, do you have the talking book player from the library?
Yes, I do.
Audio can be put onto a little flash drive that you plug into that little side port.
Yeah, on the side. Yeah, can you make me another one? Are you able to do that?
I'll try.
Thank you.
I'll have to find it.
Okay, because when you gave me that one from when he was there some years a long time ago,
yeah,
I really appreciated it.
And it's gone now.
Yeah, because I done moved.
Oh, I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
hey, Mike.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of memory lane, and Roger Yoder volunteered us 2 months ago, since I didn't make it last month, kind of volunteered us. There was a request for like a yearbook, or just a 1 or 2 page summary of camp, maybe a 4-pager, something that says this is what we did. And it was mentioned that between Mike and Art and others that we have pictures, and I don't have the old pictures, but you, Art and Mike might. And then Mr. Yoder, you come into play because you're good with layouts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea.
Sounds good. It really is.
That really is a wonderful idea. It's unfortunate that people weren't thinking of this so many years ago. My first winter camp was 1978.
Wow.
And
Wow,
I
8 years
didn't
old.
have
My
any
goodness.
way to record things back then. I didn't start recording until the 90s. But I think that's a wonderful idea.
Or what about having where, if when we come, how we get the little package with things that we made and things that we need to know for the following year. Those that want it maybe can get a DVD of the camp previous year or the year of.
Well, I think it would be even nice to post a memorial of the names of people who used to attend winter camp.
Yeah.
And those
that
were
would be
passed
good.
on anyway. Because
Yeah.
I know I
Right.
first started coming to camp in 1981. So
Yeah, and there's
I
just
was
a lot of
11 years
people.
old. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Would it be helpful to have that in Braille?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people
We
that read
might
it like
just-
that.
If we could put it together and get it to the Michigan Braille Transcribing, we might be able to have them print it in Braille for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really
then
just
record-
depends
and
on how soon we can get it together. And when we discussed
Right.
it last time, we said for Camp 2025, we don't have to wait until we have a lot of current information. If we're doing the first one is more of a historical document. So
And maybe we could have a little time set aside at this year's camp to sit down and create some kind of a plan and see who would be interested in taking that on.
well, I was volunteering Roger Yoder.
Great.
He's not jumping in. He must have walked away from his phone.
No, I'm here.
Roger's still
Thank
writing a book.
you.
Roger's writing a book about the New York Yankees.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
Lions.
I've got a bunch of pictures from the last couple of years, or the few years that I went. And I'm sure if we start emailing each other, we could get at least a little bit of something going. But who has the memorial list or the list of past campers?
Well, it
I
would
have
be
a
good
big
if you
list.
could get a hold of somebody like Paul Helm or anybody that previous years who might have some of those records.
I have a lot of that historical stuff. You can't believe how big the list was. That is like, okay, we have our current list of people that are coming and are interested, or at least on the radar. And then there's probably another whole list of people that have been in the past that John Anderson did a pretty good job of keeping records. And so, we actually used to have a lot of people from Battle Creek that would go. And, but, we really don't have anybody except for Mark Woodford. And Mark is not in very good shape health-wise right now. He wasn't able to come last year. We thought he was going to get there, but he kind of bailed out at the last minute. But so anyway, so he's about the only one. We did recently meet a guy. He's a young guy from Battle Creek, and I just said he didn't think he was going to be able to come, but I need to talk to him just to find out what his story is, because he's probably in his early 20s, and I'm not sure what he's up to exactly. But anyway, I need to get to know him better, because we'd like to try to get some more people from the Battle Creek area to go up there. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I had a question.
Please let Mr. Woodford know we're praying for him. Okay.
Yes, I sure will.
Amen.
Yes.
Roger, I had a question.
A couple times and didn't get through.
Let's go ahead.
If you want to be in the what you call it, the cabin, the cabin with the bathrooms, do you have to have a bathroom situation where you can't make it, or is that just for the people that work?
Well, as opposed to summer camp,
yeah,
the women's dorm has a bathroom, okay, and it's a multi-stall. I don't know how many stalls there are, but it's a large bathroom for the dorm itself, okay. So the question is, you're either on the left or the right-hand side, or up in the back side. So you're never too far away from the bathroom at winter camp.
Yeah, and usually it's a pretty good sized bathroom, and there's several stalls. I think at least a half a dozen, if not more.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and
Because I
then if
try to
you're
get up and
upstairs,
get in there early and get out.
and then if you're upstairs in the loft area, there's one up there too.
Right. So
But they told me that was just for the well, I was told. I don't know if it was right or wrong or incorrect, but that was just for the staff.
No, that's
Like
not
maybe
true.
you,
No.
Rosalie. Like
No,
like
no,
maybe
no.
you, Rosalie. 'Cause-
No,
okay.
that's not true at winter camp.
I think you're thinking of summer camp.
Yep, summer camp.
Angela.
That's a whole different story because we have
Okay.
such limit- but they
I
are.
might be thinking of.
We had a presentation from Pioneer Resources, and they are remodeling the bathhouse that's between the cabins 13 and 14. So they're making them a little nicer so that people can. Of course, they're not. You still have to go. From your cabin to the bathhouse.
You have to
but
leave the
they-
cabin and get because at night it's hard. It's kind of hard with not being a lot of assistance. When
Well-
you're just trying to wing it and make it on your own.
Well, it's a good thing winter camp has it all in one building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we just not, our camp just isn't made up that way. And you have to remember that the camp that we had was not even originally Pioneer Resources. It was the Rotary Club owned it. It was called Camp Emory, and it was bare basics. I mean, that's why the upper bathhouse is seldom used because that one is really old. And,
Wow.
and most times we don't put people up that far unless we're overcrowded and we don't have any choice. But the ones that are down toward the dining hall are much more modern, much better shape. And like I said, they've been working on those and they're improving those, so they'll be nicer.
Okay.
Where is camp located?
So
Which one?
On Battle Creek.
The winter one.
Winter camp is located 15 miles north of Battle Creek,
Okay.
near Dowling, Michigan.
Yep, just south of Dowling.
And so like from where you're at, so a couple of people come from up in your area. And so usually the best way to go is to get, and we actually have people in Grand Rapids that probably would help people get down to camp.
That would be my issue, is getting
but-
down to camp because I have
but,
two younger
um,
siblings that.
There
don't
used
want
to be a
travel.
couple Alliance members that brought people in out of Lansing too from their clubs there. I wonder if your contact with the club there would be interested in helping you get there.
Okay.
That's a
You
very
might
good
connect
idea.
with Andrea about that and see what she knows.
Yeah, Andrea takes a bus over from, and I think she actually gets a ride to Lansing and then takes a bus to Grand Rapids. And then we had some folks in Grand Rapids pick her up and bring her down to the camp with, so we have a few others from Grand Rapids area that come down, and Lions Club members help us transport those folks from Grand Rapids. 'Cause
Yeah,
there
if
is
somebody could get me her contact information, Andrea's, that'd be good. If I
Okay.
can figure that out.
Roger.
Okay, Carl's got his hand up, and Kathy's got her hand up.
Kathy was pointing at Carl.
Yeah. Okay, Carl first, and then Howard next.
And
Carl,
then
go ahead.
Pearl.
Carl, you'll have to unmute. Use *6.
I'm not on the phone.
Carl's on the phone and he has
Oh.
his hand up.
Okay.
Okay,
Carl
let's
can press
go to
*6 on
Howard.
his phone.
Let's go to Howard, and then we'll go back
Yep.
to Carl.
I got a question for you, Roger, about the train. Are you setting up everything on the train?
No, that's
give the information to you, or
I can get the information to you as to what which train to take, but I don't make your reservation.
okay? And
Okay, where is
what,
Roger?
Hang on.
Where-
Let's hang on, please.
what time are we supposed to be there?
The train that comes from Detroit area gets in about 1 o'clock. And so that's kind of that you're kind of basically, unless you have private transportation, you're limited by whatever the train schedule is. So, for instance, Detroit folks coming on and it's the Wolverine, would get into Battle Creek about 1 o'clock on Friday. And then they leave about 11 o'clock on Sunday. Now, the train from Flint, there is a train that comes from the Pontiac area, and I believe it gets
Same
in-
one. That's the Wolverine too.
That's the Wolverine.
Yeah.
And that train gets into, let's see. Okay, so that's 11:55 arrival. No. Let's see. Let's
You
see.
want the blue water.
The blue water is the one from Port Huron. Port Huron, Lapeer, and Flint, Durand, East Lansing. That one gets into Battle Creek about 10 o'clock.
Yes, that's the roughest one because it gets you in so early and it comes through on Sunday so late.
Right. Yeah, it gets in early on, and we had a couple of ladies come on that last year, and then but it doesn't leave on Sunday until like 6:30 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's really a long day, both Friday and Sunday, taking that. I've taken it and it's really a difficult way to get to camp.
Right. So the best way really is out of Detroit, or actually they start in Pontiac. The Wolverine starts in Pontiac, goes through Troy, Royal Oak, and then Detroit, Dearborn, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Albion, and then Battle Creek. So that one starts at 8:50 up in Pontiac. And I guess it gets in about noon is when it gets in.
All right, yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
So that for you, Howard, that would be the one you'd want to take because you can pick that up in Ann Arbor.
I will catch Ann Arbor one more than likely.
Yep. So, okay, Carl had his hand up. Are you unmuted yet, Carl?
Let me send him this ask to unmute and see if it'll blip his phone. Marion now has her hand up also.
Okay, Marion, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to correct you on the train. Okay, it leaves Detroit. They said it comes out of Pontiac by maybe about 10 minutes to 9. It gets into Detroit at 9:35.
Right.
Okay, and it gets into Battle Creek at 5 minutes to 12. Roger.
Yep.
They changed the schedule.
Phone has left the meeting.
So, okay. I think that's what it was last year.
11:55.
Yeah, that's
It gets into Battle Creek at 11:55.
Right.
Okay.
Is that different from last year, Marion?
No, it's the same from last year because a couple of years ago it didn't leave until like 10:30 something. We got into Battle Creek at 1 o'clock. But for the last couple of years, it's been 9:30 and gets into Battle Creek at 5 minutes to 12 for the last year and this year.
So that's the Wolverine 353 coming to Battle Creek, and then the return is Wolverine
10:56.
Right, but the train number is 350.
Leaving Battle Creek. Okay, it leaves Battle Creek at 10:56 and gets into Detroit at 1:25.
Yep.
How about if you need transportation help, call Roger and he'll give you a personal interview.
I'll do the best I can.
Roger.
I haven't investigated
Roger, tell
bus
him, pay
schedules
up.
I have a question. Does the Pontiac train station have a building and real people in that?
I can't tell you. I don't know about that.
Personal interview with Roger. It's already 2 o'clock. What else is on the agenda today?
Whatever you want to be on the agenda. I was let's see, what else did I do? I went to the 5K run walk that I was telling you about earlier that screwed up my Facebook account. But it was it was the first year they'd done it, and it was sponsored by Midwest Enterprises for the Blind, which makes furniture for the government through a government program. Kind of an interesting situation. Several of our campers have come from Kalamazoo, have worked for that program, that company. Willie Phipps, if you guys remember Willie Phipps, he's an amazing musician. And he came up one year, and his friend Tommy Johnson, who you might remember, Tommy Johnson, he's over in Kalamazoo, and we have another guy I met at that event. his name is Earl Tillman, and he's, I think, going to come. And of course, Bill Chapman is he doesn't
Yeah, I know
work for
Bill.
them, but Bill Chapman, he's in Kalamazoo. So we're hoping to get some of those guys coming back.
I'm surprised he's not on here today. He
Yeah,
usually be on
usually
here.
is. He's probably got something going on. He's a pretty busy guy.
Oh yeah.
So as Kathy says, if you have questions about transportation, and I know that some of the new campers will, just give me a call. My number is 269-578-3684.
You say that again slower?
269. I think most everybody has it, but 269-578-3684. And I see Bill Chapman on the line now.
Where?
Right there.
Andrew, yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Yes, you said really girl now.
Welcome, Bill. I don't know if Carl ever, what do I have to do? Do I have to ask him to unmute?
Yeah, he may have walked away. He may not even have intentionally put his hand up. So I'll just lower his hand and he can raise it again if he comes back.
All right. Okay. Let's see. So, let's see. We have, one of the things I'm trying to, so we have JJ. So JJ Meadow, a lot of you know him. He's the technology. He's got the company in Kalamazoo that sells assistive technology stuff. He is coming. I saw him at the NFB, and he's working with me to try to get some help for the MBAA Association. It's Michigan Blind Athletes Association. So he's going to come to camp again. The Western Michigan students are coming, and we are probably going to spread out our activities this year. We'll probably have some activities out in the cafeteria instead of having them all packed into the big room where it's really noisy. And Jesse Bollinger was interested in a place where people could just play instruments, play their acoustic instruments and kind of jam a little bit. So we're going to try to figure out how to put all that stuff together. But we are having a talent show, so practice.
You should get Michael Powell to come. He's a great musician.
Michael Powell.
Oh, no, yeah.
He was the NFB president of Michigan a couple years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Michael Powell.
Boy, if Mike could come, it would do a lot of good because he just lost his wife last spring.
Yeah, I've talked to Mike. He and I lost our spouses close together.
Yeah. Great,
Could you
great
reach out
guy
to him?
to invite. If you could get him to come, it'd be fantastic.
I don't know if I have contact information for him. If anybody knows how to get in touch with him, I'd be glad to reach out.
I have his number.
What's
Can
that?
I give it? Roger.
If you have his number, go ahead and give it to me.
Area code 586-292-5581.
I got the first two digits. 55. What was the last two?
This area code 586
Right. 292.
292-5581. This is Miss Jerry.
Hey, tell him he knows Mike Gino, because I know you've talked to him, Mike, and Marcia Katona. Mike
Yes.
out the door.
Yes. And I really like to go see him too. So we can get him to come. I'm sure he would enjoy it.
Oh, he's fun.
He will enjoy it, and so will I.
He's a professional entertainer.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Could I
get that number again? It's 586. That's what I got so far.
292.
586 292
292
5581. He lives with his brother.
5581. Yeah.
Did he make that move?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Chesterfield.
Michael Powell.
Stop recording. Note. trying to think of a city. It's not Chesterfield. He lives with his brother
Okay.
in
Sterling
Macomb
Heights.
area.
Oh,
I
Macomb.
think it's Sterling Heights.
There's Sterling Heights, and then there's Macomb Township. That's where I live.
Who's
And
that?
then
Sue?
That's Sue Perry talking.
Sue Perry.
the city.
That's okay. I'll reach out to him and I can get his address. So
All right.
and then I can send it to Mike.
Yes.
How's that? How's that?
Yeah.
sound?
Great. I'll reach out to him.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to talk to him as well, that'd be great. And then I can talk to him as well.
Right.
So
call
anyway,
him.
I've been very it's been a really good experience for me to go to some of these at different events as a vendor for winter camp and talk to folks about winter camp. So I expect that we're going to have an influx of people this year. And so and when we and then the women's side, I'm going to encourage all the women to get their applications in because we have found out recently that well, actually we kind of knew last year, but it hasn't changed, that our dorm folks, our dorm monitors, okay, so Peggy Allen and B Furman have been sort of the dorm monitors, and they have a private room in each cabin in each dorm, and the men the same. Barry Allen and maybe another person have a little private room. Well, they've for whatever reason, and I guess it has to do with personal information that's contained in those rooms. They're not letting us use those rooms, so we're going to lose at least 2 bunks to our dorm monitors.
Oh, wow.
This year. So as it always is, the space on the women's side is going to be kind of tight. So
Oh boy.
I know that, and so we'll be using all the beds that we have access to, I'm sure.
Okay.
And so like I know that Shirley and Rosemary and Tanya were up in the loft last year, as was my wife Dorothy and somebody else. But so we'll be looking at wherever we can put people. So so I know that there's folks that like to be together and they like to be in the same area, and we'll do the best we can to accommodate all those requests. But just I want people to know that space is going to be a little tighter this year. If everybody comes that wants to come. So and so
Roger,
we don't have to reject anybody. So
Roger,
yes.
did you send Shar an application?
Oh, I thought so, but I'll check.
Okay, because
she gotta come now. Come on now.
She had talked about wanting. She had talked about wanting to come.
Yeah. Oh, I know she wants to come.
That's my buddy.
She should be on my list. But like I say, my list seems like my list every year gets a little screwy. So let me just check here. Yeah, she's on my list.
Well, let me call her today and see if she
should have gotten an application.
Yeah. I'll call her today and see. Because I talked to her last night and we didn't talk about that. So
okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. Well, what else? I guess what else can I do for you guys? What questions do you have, or
I have a question. Roger Williams speaking. Am I allowed to bring my leader dog to winter camp?
Yep.
Yes, you are, William.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Dogs are allowed.
You might want to bring his dog bed too.
Well, I don't know about that. He'll sleep with me under the blankets to keep me warm. So we'll be all right.
It's only a twin bed.
That's all right. There's room for him.
I
bring my
yeah, but he might have bad breath.
We do ask people to we do ask people to bring their dog bedding with them.
What's that?
We do ask people to bring their dog bedding with them. So if you have
Well,
a blanket
I'll
or
be coming
something
in
that
from Nebraska, so
What's
I'll
that?
be on my way home, stopping for winter camp and then going home.
Well, this is Rosemary, and I bring my dog guide with me, and I usually try to bring a bed for him because the floor is awful cold, and if it gets wet, it's really hard. You could
Right.
try to. It depends on how big your dog is. If you can squeeze him in the bed with you, though.
Well, he's a
Right.
he's a
People
lab
making
golden
beds?
mix.
Well, mine's a lab, and he weighs 83 pounds. So
Woo wee!
he's a
So-
big
Maybe
guy.
it's a
Feeding
lab
him.
and
Hang
he
on,
weighs
everybody.
88, so.
Kathy has
He's
a
not
comment to
overweight.
make.
He's just a big dog.
Excuse me.
Go ahead,
Kathy's
Shirley.
got something to say.
Wasn't there discussion of a project to make some dog beds?
I don't
I
remember.
got a blanket, those
Because
top
we'd done
blankets.
blanket, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Bill's-
dog bed, blanket, something soft and fuzzy.
Somebody was making quilts for
was
dogs.
working.
Somebody was making quilt beds for dogs, but I don't recall who it was.
Hey,
But I know that I
Roger
got
has
one
an
of those.
answer. Shh. I'm gonna mute everybody in a second. Roger?
So Bill's wife, Bill Chapman's wife, had a project last year to make. She was working with a quilting group to make some dog beds, and quite honestly, there didn't seem to be a whole lot of interest in it at the time, so we didn't really pursue it to go ahead with it. But they did make a couple of the dog beds, and somebody took one. I can't remember who.
I did. This is Rosemary. I took one.
Okay, but I actually have one of the ones that Bill brought last year, and I could
Oh,
bring
wow.
that to camp for someone to take as well. So if they don't mind this, the smell of my dog being on it, because he's used it.
Excellent.
Oh, Phooey, I don't have a dog.
So
I think
we'll
that
have,
would be
we'll have
good
at least
for
one
William's
extra dog
dog.
bed for somebody, and
Can we earmark that for William?
yeah, we could do that.
And if his dog doesn't use it the first night, maybe somebody else must use it the second night.
Right. So speaking of blankets, though, we are going to have a couple of service projects, and one of those will be the blanket tying that we did last year.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And so Peggy Allen is going to bring some materials for that. And we had talked a little bit on one of our winter camp chats about doing it was kind of like a backpack fill.
Oh yeah, that's
Hmm.
Kind of thing. People bring items for backpacks. That hasn't really been fleshed out too much. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. But anyway, that was discussion. But we are definitely going to do the blankets again. And I think we'll probably have some more because we actually got through those pretty quickly last year. And and people seem to really enjoy it. So we're going to do that again.
Okay.
And if you talk to Peggy on that, there was a request that the cuts be a little narrower and longer for
Yeah.
fat fingers, which includes me.
My hand now raised.
And they will be pre-cut.
Marcia.
Two things, and this is doesn't have anything to do with camp. On Monday, our library, which anyone can call in, we have a monthly chat, and it's gonna be at 1:00, and I can give you the number. Charlotte Glass from Script Talk will be talking about prescriptions, the readers for them, and how to get your prescription so you can set it on these readers, and it'll tell you what they read, when to renew your prescription, how to take it, or you can get the app for your iPhone. So she'll be speaking at 1:00, and you can, all you do is call in. There's no code. The number is 888-916-5522. So if
Which
you're
day?
Pardon?
Which day?
This
Monday.
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 Okay.
So that's the
18th, is
18th.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's at 1:00. also, because I went to the ACB convention and and I've been following these glasses for at least 5 months because I live alone and I don't have a sighted person in the house. I got the Meta Smart glasses, and they're only $300 as opposed to thousands. And I must have marked 90 things in my kitchen because of them, because I could say what's in my hand, and you can also ask it colors. They're very accurate, and they have made, and it will read your mail. If the people who did not, like you got your camp thing, if you would have said, "Hey, Meta, what's in my hand?" it would have told you. I'm very impressed with them for the price because everything for the blind is super expensive.
Right.
And if I come to camp, I will definitely have my Meta glasses with me.
So they're called Meta glasses?
Meta.
Yeah, they're a Ray-Ban Meta.
Yeah.
Well,
Marcia,
yeah.
may I share one quick thing about that? And that's Be My Eyes is now connected with the Meta glasses as well.
Yep, I just got that notice on my email. So, but from these, if you want, I'll just spend one more minute on it.
Oh, go ahead.
You can text from your Meta glasses. You can answer your iPhone from your Meta glasses. They take great pictures, and you know how you have to go monkey around? You can just say, Meta, send this to, it'll take a picture, then you say, send it to Laura Pavlik, someone in your contacts, and bam, right now it sends the picture.
Wow.
Where did you get those from?
They were $300.
Where do you get them from?
You can go, Pearl Vision sells them, Best Buy sells them,
Really?
LensCrafters sells them. I just went right online and ordered.
Amazon also sells them. If you go on
they've been
Amazon.
having some discounts on them right now because it's near Christmas. And I now have ran into two-sighted people who love their Meta glasses because they weren't designed for the blind.
Do they help you walk at all?
They were designed for the sighted world because they take videos and they're connected to your iPhone. So they're using them differently than what I would use them. But I'm going to tell you, I waste more money. So $300 was definitely well worth it.
Do they help you? Do they help you walk at all? We'll tell you,
when you're walking down the street, you can say what is to my right, what is to my left, but they will not. And I've tried it several times. Tell me my prescriptions, and that may be coming, but I feel that's because Meta does not want to be responsible in case they give you the wrong thing.
Wow, that's good. Yeah,
With being hooked up to Be My Eyes,
they are
you're supposed to have a live person talk to you, correct?
Yes, and I have not done that yet because it's just connected. So you can call, because I have the app Be My Eyes on my phone. You can call Be My Eyes, and then Be My Eyes can see what you're looking at. You get a real volunteer, and they can
But
see.
somebody says a person, so you don't want to do your personal business like that.
Hold on. One of the things you can do with Be My Eyes, guys, is that you can connect up with a relative or family friend, somebody that you trust as well. There's an option
I
that you
have
can do
called
that.
my son through my Meta glasses. And then and I've asked him, what insulin pen do I have in my hand? And they can tell me, my kids.
Oh.
Wow. But what do they have for the Androids? It seems like more for the iPhones than the Android.
It does work with Android.
It's from Meta AI, so it's not attached to a phone. It's attached to Meta, which is Facebook and stuff, but they're from Ray-Ban.
Right. They're Ray-Ban glasses. They're good looking. And I just wanted a lot of blurbs out, a lot of things out there. I don't know. It's the best $300 I've spent. It's told me all kinds of stuff what's in my house.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great to know. Maybe we should buy a pair and bring them to camp and let people try them out.
If I come to camp, I'll have mine with me.
Okay.
Wow, that sounds good.
Marcia, speaking of the library, I've sent a couple of messages to Bridget Turner
Rebecca?
About somebody coming from the library to talk about the new e-readers and maybe have a demonstration. So I haven't gotten any response from anyone. I was just wondering who I should talk to.
You should probably contact Scott Norris in Lansing. I'm in the Rochester, part of their library.
Okay. So if you could maybe send me, you have my number, Marcia?
Yes.
If you could send me Scott's phone number or contact information, I would, because I didn't have his.
I will send it to you.
I have Bridget's, but I don't have Scott's.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun too. So
yeah, everybody seems to like him that I've talked to. So anyway, that sounds great.
I'm sorry to take up the time. I just wanted to let you know that Charlotte Glass is a good speaker, and I have used the app, and I've used the little reader for prescriptions. It works extremely well.
I'll put that in the notes. I'll try to get these notes out quickly so that people have that information.
It's Monday at 1:00.
Erica joined the meeting.
And I also have that reader for the prescriptions, and it is rechargeable, by the way, guys.
Oh wow!
And that's available. How do you get one of those?
Costs so much to be a human.
Right.
And a dog. And a
One thing that's nice about the Meta glasses, sometimes when I go out to a restaurant, the kids will say, "Mom, what do you want? Do you want salad?" And I'll say no. But it will read a menu, and nobody hears it but you. And you can say, "Tell me the chicken dishes." It'll tell you the chicken dishes. You can say, "Tell me the appetizers," and it'll tell you the appetizers. And what's really nice is a lot of times when people are reading the menu, they won't tell you the prices of the foods.
Right. Nope.
Roger, I have Scott Norris's number if you need it.
So
okay,
it's 517-992-9012, or you can call that on an 800 number too, I believe.
Okay, that's okay. I can. This will be good. Great. Excuse me. Well, thank you, Marcia. That's great information, and we'll get that out to people. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, people. Sorry.
Mike Norris, Scott Norris phone number there. I'm looking at the website, and it is 800-992. He has a different number for the 800 for the 517.
Oh,
yeah.
So just put 800 there instead of 517. Would you like the direct dial cost you money phone number to also?
Sure, go ahead.
It is 517-284-2880. And his email address is btbl@michigan.gov.
Michigan.gov.
btbl@michigan.gov.
Okay, great. All righty. Well, it's almost 2:30.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions or concerns?
I do. I have one. I have one other question. This is Angela Harris.
Yep.
And I'm just mentioning this. One year I wanted to be in a talent show, and I had told people about it the Friday that we got there. And Tyrone was doing it, and I was like, he was like, "Okay, this is our last act." And I said, "But Tyrone, I was put on the talent show. The lady at the table told me I was on the list, and I never got to perform. Now, what's the solution to that?"
I don't know, Marion. What do you think?
Well, you need to come to me, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm the one carries. I am the one who got the list.
Yeah, because they never called my name, and they was like, the last person is so and so, whoever it was. So yeah, okay, I'll deal with you one-on-one with
You
that.
come to me.
Okay.
That
Okay.
means they owe you an extra performance.
Yeah,
That's right. Cause look, y'all know I like to sing. So.
I know you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a little mix up last year too, and I'm not sure exactly. What I'm going to say is if you have music, and I know Walita's not on here today, but
right.
I think Walita was going to do something last year, and I think the issue was she had some music that she wanted to use, and Tyrone wasn't able to access it like at that moment to play it for her. So if you have special music that you want to use, like from an iPhone or something like that, you need to make sure that you get that information to Tyrone so that he can pull it up on his system. So
someone's singing. I can't hardly hear you.
I'm trying to track all the different background noises, like the televisions and the humming. But
yeah.
it's just around.
Hard to drown it out.
Oh,
okay.
Looks like we've had some. I think. Let's see. This is Phyllis Megbanwa. I think. Right? Did you join?
She's not on.
Someone
Somebody's
just
on
joined an iPhone.
Somebody's on an iPhone. Usually that's her, but they're muted. So.
Well, she said she wasn't coming, so.
Okay. All right.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Sue.
Are the women's dorms wheelchair accessible? Because I have cerebral palsy on top of being blind.
Oh.
They're somewhat accessible.
We talked about that 2 months ago. Did we make any progress on the borrowing a ramp from whoever?
We'll have to look into that. I think that we even addressed it with the camp, and they had some comments about it. So Sue, one of the things we'll need to, and I don't know if you have somebody that could come with you to help.
A friend of mine.
If they would be willing to come, I think that would work out because that's you would need to have somebody probably helping you get around. Even if we get the accessibility, there's not like huge steps. But there is steps up to the back part of the dorm, but then the rest of it is pretty accessible, I think.
It's level.
It's going in and out of the door, out of the main lodge, where there's a bit of a step. It's like a threshold. It's not a step really; it's a threshold. Otherwise, everything's pretty accessible. So,
I could have a state friend come with me from program on inclusive care for the elderly. It's an excellent program.
Okay. All right. That's why I was going to call you to see what we could work out on that. So,
has left the meeting.
Anyway, let's see. It looks like Renee is on. That's who's
Hi, Roger.
That's who the iPhone is. Good to see you. Let's see. Autumn was on a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's on the phone now, but anyway.
Wait, who just joined?
This is Renee Nichols.
There we go. Now I can put her name on here.
Yep.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
So you coming to camp? Did you get an application? Renee, did you get an application?
I can barely hear you. All I hear is my phone talking to me, and I don't know how to stop it.
I'll send you a chat.
Well, we're just wrapping up anyway, so
yeah,
we'll send you the minutes like usual.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a chat, Renee. But yeah, we're about. I know that we're kind of at our end time, so
yeah.
I want to thank everybody for calling in, and if Renee, if you want to hang on for a minute, we can chat.
Okay.
I'll hold on also.
Okay, check. Okay.
Rosemarie has left the meeting.
Everybody have a good holiday.
You too.
Okay, bless you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
See you guys later.
And gobble gobble off now. Okay, gobble gobble, everybody.
All right.
Gobble gobble.
Miller has left the meeting.
Goodbye, everybody.
Host now.
Bye, Henrietta.
Marion Ward has left the
Bye,
meeting.
Henrietta.
David
Bye
Sturdivant
bye.
Marcia, thanks for calling in again, and I'll get you an application
and
out
Henrietta Villiers has
tomorrow.
left the.
Okay, if you need me to
Right.
send your address, I can do that.
I think I need your address, maybe. Unless you want me to email it to you.
Hi, Mom.
I can send you my address, and I have 2 doctor's appointments early December, so that's good.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Why don't you send me your address then?
All right.
Alt Q, leave meeting button.
Shirley, how are you? Thanks for calling in.
Do you want
Hey,
to try?
Roger,
Yes.
what month should I start looking for that?
What month?
The application.
What month? Next week.
That's funny. I get it.
I wonder if I'm.
No, I'm talking about in the mail because it's got to be filled out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was everybody laughing? I didn't get the joke.
No, I'm not sure why. Well, you said what month? It should be this month. You should get it. So
Okay.
if that's what you mean. I'm not going to send it to you in December.
Right. Yeah, because I need to have somebody help me fill it out, but
Right.
I'll be looking for it. That's why I asked. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it out to you. I'll get you and Leslie an application out here real soon. Like
Okay.
So probably mail Monday.
Okay. All right. That'll be good.
All righty.
Stop the alarm, please.
Huh?
Talking to my great nephew.
Oh.
And Roger, I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, usually I don't have physical checks, and so usually I send in a money order, but I've recently learned that I can get a cashier's check for free and I don't have to make a second stop.
Okay.
So will you accept a cashier's check?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You can pay electronically if you want to. It costs about $3 to do that, but you can pay it electronically.
I'm not sure how to do that.
We have a couple of different accounts. There's PayPal and Venmo and
Oh,
or
okay.
by credit card. We have a link. I can send you a link if that was something you're interested in, but otherwise you can do a cashier's check.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
And did you get an application?
Yes, I got an application and
Okay.
I read through it like the first night I got it. I just haven't
That's fine.
implemented it.
Yeah, because they're starting to come in, so you might want to, think about
Get
getting
on
it in
that.
here.
Yeah.
And Autumn was on the line earlier, and
Okay.
and so she had a couple of questions, and so I would encourage her to come.
Okay.
I think she got it. I think I sent her. I emailed her an application
Okay.
because she didn't want a hard copy. She didn't want a hard copy. She wanted an email. So
Okay.
Anyway, so good.
And I'm not sure if she got an application yet. But Elizabeth Forrest wants to come too.
I would have sent her one.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, she's on the list.
Okay.
So let's see. And you come out of Troy. Is that the train you use? Is Troy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Because we're trying to. Have you had any issues in Troy, like on Sunday, getting off the train?
No.
Okay. Are there people there, or is it just, or do you have people meeting you that can help you get off the train and get your stuff and all that?
Usually my parents meet me there, but when I get off the train, I usually don't see them until the other side. Like you have to go in the building and up the stairs and
Oh, I see.
so
Well, I've been working with a couple of Lions clubs over in the in that area because we had an issue in Dearborn last year.
yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, so we're specifically kind of targeting Dearborn to have some Lions there to help folks get off the train because they don't have any people hardly at that station on Sunday. And so we just want to make sure that people have a good experience coming and going. And usually on Friday, it's not a big deal, but
I know
Sunday seems
Liz
to
had
be
a hard
worse.
time because she got dropped off at Royal Oak,
Oh,
and there's no assistance with that.
she will probably want to pick a different station to
Yeah.
get dropped off because that's somebody just mentioned. I think it was Marcia Katona that was just on, said that there's just a platform in Royal Oak. There's no station or anything. And so
Yeah.
Troy and Pontiac are okay, but Royal Oak is not.
And the SmartJet bus just dropped her off and left. And so she was basically on her own trying to maneuver with her because she uses a walker mainly, and plus her 2 bags. And
right. Oh man. Wow. I didn't hear about that. I'm sorry to hear that.
She had a rough time.
Yeah. But she didn't say anything about it, so
Well, she's a very positive person.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
But I'm definitely looking forward to it. I disappointed I've missed out on these Zoom meetings, but it just, for whatever reason, every third Saturday I've had something going on, and it happened to overlap in the same time. So
right. Well, you're see, I think I'm still recording this thing.
That's why